And welcome back to Coffee with the Wolves, presented by JJC Athletics. I'm Damian Dennis, and this week I am joined by Emily Marino, our softball coach. Emily, first time on the show, and your season's about to start in a few days. So, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is an exciting time of year for us, and just being able to look forward to our next game or our upcoming first game next week. The weather's been great, so it's just an exciting time of year for us to finally be able to get on the field and compete.
Yeah, I'm excited for the season to begin. Baseball's already begun. Spring
Yep.
is in the air.
Yep.
And the weather's
The
all over the
weather's
place.
been awesome. Yeah.
So it came to my attention this week, and we were laughing about it before I hit record here. But for a show called Coffee with the Wolves, there's a conspicuous lack of coffee on this
Yeah.
show. I've got mine with me, but I figured I'd ask. Uh,
Yeah.
what's your go-to when it comes to coffee?
Lately I've been going to Starbucks. It's been a guilty pleasure. I like the pistachio cream cold brew, but usually I'm a Dunkin' girl. But they just opened up a new Starbucks near my house, so yeah, that's my guilty pleasure is the pistachio cream cold brew.
I am a sucker for Big B coffee.
Yeah,
Uh, my wife and I had our first date at a Big B. It was a horrible date, so
yeah,
I don't know why she stayed with me. But my go-to is simple. It's just
yeah.
black. There's actually some health benefits to just drinking black coffee. I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
if drinking a full pot of black
yeah,
coffee is healthy, but
yeah, yeah.
it's what I do. But yeah, there,
Yeah, we
coffee.
got coffee.
But let's start talking a little bit about the upcoming season. And actually, not even the upcoming season. I'm new here. Let's kind of backtrack a little bit. Talk about last year, where you finished with this team, and just kind of like how you hope to build upon that success.
Yeah, it was. Finishing fourth in the World Series was really just an exciting time for us. And as a program, it was my first time getting to the World Series as a coach. And then, the first time, obviously, for a lot of the players that I've coached to get down there. So just a really awesome way to end the year. And, we've always talked about the World Series being our goal to get there, but to finally be able to say we did it.
Yeah.
So hopefully now that we've done it, we kind of know what it takes to get there and can continue to build on that. And have the same goal each year is to, get to the World
Yeah.
Series. So I hope we can continue to build on it now that we've actually taken that step and accomplished it.
And of course, that kind of leads into my next question because I was going to ask about the expectations heading into this season. But of course, the goal is to make it back to the World Series. I think
Yep.
the end goal is to win the World Series.
Yes.
Um, you know, Beyond just kind of those, what's your expectation for the
Yeah, we,
season?
we, we talk about just, day by day, just being competitive. Every day we want to come out and compete, and we really keep the focus on us and making sure that we're doing the things that we need to do to be competitive, to win games. So we take it, day by day, game by game basis. We have our goals, but really when it comes down to it, it comes down to that day and being able to play, as a team. My roster size is a little bit smaller this year, so there's an opportunity for those players to come in and get a ton of experience, get playing time, and they're going to have opportunities to grow a lot because they're going to have that opportunity to play.
What's the I guess kind of the obstacle that having that small roster is going to be? I don't have it in front of me, but I know maybe a dozen kids.
Yeah, I have 12 kids right now, so obviously the biggest concern is just injury. We want to just make sure that we stay healthy. So we're gonna have to manage some load management with players, keeping us healthy. Taking advantage of days off, especially when we start playing. We want to make sure that we take advantage and just preventative maintenance. Making sure we're icing and stretching and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah.
That would probably be the biggest concern, but two returners, so we're going to lean on them for their leadership. But it's going to be a great opportunity, like I said, for the incoming freshmen to get playing time and to grow and get better as a player, develop.
Now you mentioned two returners. Can you talk a little bit about who they are and what your again expectations?
Yeah.
What are you expecting out of them this
Yeah,
season?
yeah. Emma Herder, she is going to be our shortstop and probably play other positions in the infield. And then we have Bree. I always mess up her last name, Kwasniewski. She will be outfield and catcher, and we will look for them for guidance. But they're going to play a main, Emma and they're both good leaders. Get the girls to understand what it takes to, play through such a long season, making sure that they're taking care of their bodies. But just leaning on them for being positive and picking each other up. And, a lot of it is the mental side of the game. So helping the freshmen understand, the mental side and what it takes to compete at this level.
What are you expecting from those freshmen? Because you've got such a young team this year.
Yeah, we have a young team, but the freshmen definitely have talent. They definitely have a lot of talent. So I'm looking for them to do some big things. They're all going to get an opportunity, like I said, to play. All my pitchers are freshmen, and up the middle will be a freshman besides Emma if she's at short. So catching behind the plate, Bella Hansen, she's a freshman catcher. So they're going to have to step up and be ready to play, but I think they are. They're definitely have the ability. They're all very talented. So I think even though we're small, I think we can still really be mighty and be competitive.
Yeah. Now, your first game is Wednesday, March 6th against Moraine Valley. What are some things that you're going to be looking for, not so much out of your team, but maybe from the opponent? What are you going to be trying to kind of what are you expecting them to throw your way, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think, it's going to be exciting. I think everybody's going to have high energy. Everybody's going to be excited to be out there and be competing. Hopefully, I think, the pitchers are hopefully going to be wanting to, throw a lot of strikes and get ahead on the hitters. So I hope our hitters are ready to go. But we really have been focusing a lot on our defense and making sure that we're ready to play sound defense. I think if we continue to make the routine plays, I think we're going to be, that's where we're going to be able to win our games. I think our offense is going to be okay. I think we're going to be able to score runs and manufacture runs, but I think our defense is what's going to keep us in and keep us and help us win games.
Yeah. And then after that first game, you're going down to South Carolina. Yeah, from what I can gauge, it looks like this is an annual trip for you down south for a spring. I don't know if it's a tournament or just kind of a.
Yeah, it's not a tournament, just double headers every day, and I really like it because we're able to play teams from out east. So we play teams from New York and New Jersey, and we're able to play some Division III teams, which we don't get to play usually. So it gives us an opportunity to kind of see where we're at and what we need to do, what the competition level may be like if we do make it to the next, to districts, or if we make it to the World Series, who we're going to be competing against. So it's double headers every day, but there's also a little time for them to enjoy their spring break. So we usually play our games in the morning with the afternoons off. So the weather hopefully cooperates, and it's a great time, and it's a nice balance. Like I said, so they get a little bit of time to enjoy spring break, but also get down there and compete.
Yeah, and I spent some time covering softball down south, so hopefully the weather will be nice to you. It's a fun atmosphere down there. I was in Alabama, but not too far away.
Yeah, not far.
Your first home game is not going to be for a while, though. I think you said March 27th.
Mm-hmm.
So for anyone looking to come out to the game, March 27th is the day you're going to want to be here on campus. But what kind of struggles or difficulties is there with, not performing here? We can see the field from where we're sitting, playing here for such a long stretch to start the season.
I just think travel, and having to travel there, and just the management for the girls of balancing, their studies and also being able to compete on the field. I think our field is one of the best in the region, and we're able, our facilities crew does a great job of always keeping it ready, and it's a great playing surface. So, but we do love our home fans and our crowd that comes out. They really, energize us and energize the girls to play. So, I guess it gives us a little bit of time to grow as a unit, grow as a team, and not have, the fans there or as many fans around, and just really rely on each other to be ready to play and pump each other up and support each other.
Now, something you had told me, and this was a few weeks ago, but I wasn't aware of it, and you've kind of mentioned it already, is that on your game days, they're pretty much all double headers.
Yeah.
What's that kind of like? Because I wasn't expecting that. Like, I'm used to, maybe, during the week there'd be a game, but then the weekend's a double header.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I've just gotten used to it. I've been, coaching at this level for a long time. So, you kind of understand that you get those double headers. But I like that. I think it's an opportunity. If you don't do something in one game, you can grow and learn. It also gives, like I said, the opportunity for these players to play. They're coming in. If they're playing one position, their primary position one game, they have an opportunity to play their secondary position the second game. If they have they get a frustrating first game and they don't do too well, they can bounce back and get right back at it, in that second game. So, I like that, like playing double headers. And I think it gives us, just like I said, that opportunity to get out there and play. Our games can go fast, so a 7 inning game can go pretty quick. They put a 20-second pitch count this year, so they're trying to speed the pace of the play up. So we can get a doubleheader in the amount of time that baseball plays one game. So yeah, we're lucky there. So I don't mind it, and I think it's a great opportunity for our players to get out there and play.
Now you've kind of seen a little bit of action already. Not this season 'cause the season hasn't started, but Monday you played a scrimmage, and forgive me, I forget who
Prairie
against
State.
Prairie State.
Mhm.
But what kind of things did you see from your team that you liked in that scrimmage?
I really liked what our pitchers did. I thought our pitchers did a good job of, throwing strikes. I think we did, I think they had like a 67% of strikes thrown out of the pitches that they threw that day as a staff, and I thought that was awesome to see. Like I said, they kept the ball around the plate. We want to limit our walks, and our pitchers really did a good job. And then I liked what I saw. We were swinging the bat well. Some areas we need to improve on, but I saw a lot of. We had 2 home runs, but both home runs were to right field. So that's really awesome. We talk a lot about driving the ball to all fields, and to have 2 home runs go, right at the scoreboard was awesome. So I saw a lot of positive on the offensive side. Like I said, I think our offense is going to be okay. Just that, playing solid defense.
Yeah. Talking a little bit about some of the opponents you play this season, and I wanted to ask you, just like, are there any on your schedule that stand out? Any that, for whatever reason, you have circled, like, hey, this is a game that we need to maybe not look ahead to too early, but, this is a game that really sticks out to you?
Yeah, I think anytime we play, like, our Division III opponents, so we're going to play DuPage and Harper, they're in our division. So, obviously those ones are going to be important that we, are ready to play and ready to compete. But, I think we're a battle-tested program, so we play some of the top Division II teams in the region. You can look from playing Rock Valley to, Bryant Stratton, Madison, Wabansie. We play some tough competition, but I think that's what serves us well at the end of the year, because we play those teams. It helps us. It prepares us for that, to play and be ready at, at playoff time.
Yeah. Man, I had a question kind of to build off that. It just escaped my mind. I guess, actually, I remember it now. Thank you. So you play a lot of, opponents outside of the division, and you've talked about how playing in your division, whether it's a spring break trip or some of those, those few opponents throughout the year, prepare you for the World Series, because the World Series is going to be playing D3.
Mm-hmm.
But playing D2 opponents or D1, whatever it is, how does that really prepare you for the in-division play?
Yeah, just the competitiveness of it, playing the teams that may be a little bit above us in that Division II, and we have a tier system this year for the rankings, and we play a lot of the teams that are in the top tier. So, I think the better competition you play, it prepares you. You get better by playing better competition, and I like playing those teams. It challenges us as a team. And, I want to see what growth we have. From playing those teams, I want to see us grow, as a team. It gives us that opportunity to make adjustments and get better. That's how you get better as a team.
Any final thoughts pertaining to kind of this preseason period heading into the season?
No, I'm just really proud of the players and how hard they've worked. It's the weather's been cooperative, so we've been outside, I think, for the last almost 3 weeks now, which has been awesome. But the girls have really put in the hard work, and so I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do on the field. But the girls have been working so hard, so I'm proud of them and getting through this winter. And now it's time to kind of see what they can do. So I'm really excited to see this team on the field and watch them play out there, and then continue to watch them grow. It's going to be a fun year.
Cool. I'm excited for the season to start.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to the March 27th date, only because it's so far away.
Yeah.
But Emily, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on Coffee with the Wolves.
Yeah.
We'll have you on probably a few times throughout the season. Hopefully, next time you can bring a student athlete with so we can get their kind of input on everything. Don't know when that'll be because
Sure.
we're in postseason for the winter sports and the
Yep.
beginning for you guys. So it's a busy time
Yeah,
of
busy
year.
time, but that sounds awesome. Thank you so much for your
Yep.
time. This was
Uh,
great.
and yeah, this has been Coffee with the Wolves. We'll see you next week.